What's up, everybody? Joe Charmijo here. I hope everybody's doing good and well and stuff. I got an Arsenal inventory update to do for you guys. Vinyl this time, and it appears once again the brutality bug has bit me, and I'm in the mood to talk about some brutal death metal. So I got a nice stack of records to talk to you about from some really killer bands. And this first record I'm going to show you is a 2014 release that got put to vinyl, and is the very first vinyl release to come from this label, and probably one of the best brutal death metal labels going today. This is an album that got a lot of praise and attention, and I honestly think more people definitely need to be up on listening to this album. This is Cerebral Effusion with Idolatry of the Unethical. Yeah. This came out on New Standard Elite in 2014, and this is the band's fourth full-length album. These guys are based out of Spain, and they are easily one of the most well-known and well-regarded bands to come out of that country when it comes to delivering brutal death metal. I mean, Impulsive Psychopathic Acts is a gold standard record, and I honestly didn't know how they were going to be able to top or maybe possibly follow up a record like that. But with Idolatry of the Unethical, it just goes to show you that they continued on with their more contemporary sort of sound, but things still sounded heavy and brutal and disgusting. You can tell what type of a band Cerebral Effusion is when it comes to their overall visual lyrical themes, the ultra-guttural vocals, the intricate riff work, the hyperblast sort of drumming. It's just a really well-together, well-oiled machine. And listening to songs like Exposed to Objection, Inscrupulous Inebriated Emaciation, Terminally Decimating Neurogenesis, this is just a really fantastic album. And honestly, it gives me great memories listening to these songs, getting to see them play live with Disentomb when the NSE tour happened a couple of years ago. That was a really awesome tour, getting to see them play and getting to know how amazing these people are. But yeah, this album still rules, and I think it's holding up very nicely. I'm curious to know what's going to be the next step for this band, if they're going to continue to challenge their sound or do something a little bit crazier. But either which way, this is fucking awesome. So yeah, here's the front cover. Marco Hassman artwork in full display here. Very beautiful artwork. Back cover. Track listing. Band member photo. And this is a hand-numbered vinyl. This is limited to 300 copies, and I have number 220 out of 300. Yeah, so this is a very limited record. And this, like I said, this is the very first vinyl to ever come from New Standard Elite, and I'm very happy to have this. I know it took a long while for me to finally get a hold of this, but yeah. You can still get copies, if I'm not mistaken. Get it however you're able to. I know that the possibility of another New Standard Elite vinyl would seem very far away, but I would love to see more bands, especially the higher profile ones, get the vinyl treatment. But yeah, it comes with a lyric sheet, songs for all the lyrics, credits and information and thank you list, and comes on a standard black vinyl. Very good sounding record, I must say. Side A, Side B, very simplistic center labels. But yeah, this is a very killer album and still holds up wonderfully to this very day. So yeah, Spain's finest. Cerebral Effusion, Idolatry of the Unethical. From Spain, we move to Italy, to probably one of the most well-known bands to come out of the ever-lauded Italian death metal scene. This is Hour of Penance with Regicide. Yeah. This came out through Prosthetic Records in 2014, and before I talk about this album, let me tell you how I was able to get a copy of this. My good buddy Canyon hooked me up with a copy of the new Mentors Necrodrunk 7-inch, which was a very awesome thing of him to do, but he wanted to send something with it to, I guess, serve as a nice little buffer zone to just a 7-inch record. And I guess we were talking about records he really doesn't listen to much anymore, and one of the records he brought up in the discussion was the Hour of Penance album, Regicide. And since I really love that album, I told him if he doesn't really listen to it all that much, I'll take it off of your hands. And he was like, fuck it, I'll just give it to you. Which is a very badass thing of him to do. I'm very happy and thankful that he did this for me. So thank you, Kenyon. But yeah, getting on to Hour of Penance, Regicide. This band has come a long way over the years from their sound and their style to a more brutal, from the early brutal sounds to the more contemporary technical sort of ideas they do in their later works with albums like The Vile Conception and Paradogma and whatever. But yeah, this album continued on in their more contemporary and current sounds. I honestly think this is a lot better than their 2012 album Sedition. Very, very awesome album to listen to. I still have a blast listening to this. Reforging the Crowns, Spears of Sacred Doom, Redeemer of Atrocity. Such a fucking killer record to listen to. I love the drumming styles. I love the riffs. I just love the overall vibes and feelings I get listening to Regicide. It also, goes without saying, their newest album is really good too, Cast the First Stone, which came out this year. Definitely another awesome recommendation for 2017 to listen to, but yeah. Regicide is still one of my favorite Hour of Penance records to listen to because I think it's a really, really fun album to listen to. Just straight up, to the point, Italian brutal death metal. So yeah, here's the front cover. Love this album cover art. I have a hoodie of this. Very, very badass stuff. Back cover, track listing. Comes with a lyric sheet. Dig the artwork on this. You have the lyrics and stuff. Credits, band photo, and whatever. Very, very badass. And this also comes on a standard black vinyl. Dig the center labeling here with the barbed wire and whatever. Or the crown of thorns or whatever. Very, very badass. Sounds wonderful. Yeah, thank you again, Canyon, for this. I really appreciate it. But yeah, Hour of Penance. I love everything Hour of Penance has done. I know some people are selective with this band's discography, but I love all of their stuff. And Regicide is definitely one of the most listened ones for me. So yeah, Hour of Penance, Regicide. Yeah, now we get to some very notable death metal. In celebration of the new Dying Fetus album coming out through Relapse Records, Relapse reissued a bunch of classic Dying Fetus records from the early 2000s to now, and I got a couple of them right here to show you. This one being probably one of my most sought after Dying Fetus records. This is Dying Fetus with Destroy the Opposition. Yeah. This is their third full-length from 2000, and this is the last album to feature Jason Netherton in the band. He was a very, very vital and crucial part to the early beginnings of Dying Fetus' sound. Very, very awesome albums and full-lengths with Jason Netherton over the years. But yeah, I've been looking everywhere for a copy of... I've been wanting a regular vinyl version of Destroy the Opposition for a very long time because I've only seen picture disc versions, and that really wasn't going to cut the mustard with me. But I'm very glad that this got the vinyl reissue treatment. This is definitely a really amazing album. It's definitely one of their best, very best in my opinion. Right along with the Grotesque Impalement EP. That's my favorite material they ever did. But as far as this album goes, so fucking awesome. Praise the Lord, Opium of the Masses, Born in Sodom, Pissing in the Mainstream. Such classic Dying Fetus songs to be heard on this album. From the lyrics to the vocals to the music. This is such an awesome album, and I believe this holds up very, very well to this day. Yeah, this is one of my favorite Dying Fetus albums of all time. So yeah, here's the front cover. Love this artwork. Love the concepts and the ideas that are being presented here. Back cover, track listing. There's a bonus track on here, Reduced to Slavery. Very, very badass. Comes with a lyric sheet. Definitely stuff to sing along to. Band members, credits and thanks and everything. And I was lucky enough to get one of the limited variants of this. There were two variants of this album. A standard black vinyl and the one that's limited to 300 copies on an ultra clear vinyl with blood red splatter. Sound quality is fantastic as per usual here. And this is a very, very awesome album to own. It also comes with a download code, but if you want that download code, buy the vinyl and get it yourself. But yeah, easily one of my all-time favorite Dying Fetus records, and I'm glad this got the standard vinyl treatment. So yeah, Destroy the Opposition, Dying Fetus. Moving on with the Dying Fetus stuff, we have their fourth full-length from 2003. Once again, this is Dying Fetus with Stop at Nothing. This was their introduction of getting new members into the band and having a more fuller sort of lineup, because nowadays Dying Fetus is just a trio, but back then there were 5 full band members involved in this project, and they had a full-on vocalist involved in this project, which is very interesting. But yeah, continuing on with the more tyrannical, politically motivated sort of themes Dying Fetus were going for in their later sound, Stop at Nothing had its own redeeming qualities and made for such a fun album to listen to. I mean, some more great stuff like One Shot, One Kill, Abandon All Hope, the title track, Onslaught of Nothing. Just a very, very awesome album to listen to. And little do we know that later on, Sean Beasley would become a much more dominant force in Dying Fetus, getting involved in the later years of the band. But his work on here is fantastic. The guitar riffs, the drumming. I love the drumming on this album. This is definitely one of my favorite Dying Fetus albums to listen to when it comes to drum work. It's just all the way solid through and through. Had a blast listening to this album. So anyway, here's the front cover. Very, very well-known album cover here. Very badass to look at. Back cover with track listing. You have the band members in here. You have another bonus track, Live in Osaka, Bringing Back the Glory. Very, very badass. Lyric sheet here, band member photo, lyrics and credits and stuff. And like the previous record I showed you, I also got the limited variant of this album, limited to 300 copies on a ultra clear vinyl with blood red splatter. Sound quality is nothing short of fantastic. Fucking love this. Definitely have to do that trick every now and then anytime I show a clear vinyl on here. But yeah, Stop at Nothing is a very awesome album. It's not my favorite Dying Fetus record, but it's definitely a fun album to listen to. So yeah, Dying Fetus, Stop at Nothing. Oh, and speaking of Dying Fetus, I'm not going to show anything here, but I'll just give you a teaser as to what's to come next week. This is getting reviewed soon, so keep your eyes and ears out for that. I cannot wait to talk to you about Wrong One to Fuck With. And last but not least, we're going to do it TXDN style and talk about one of the most famous and well-known brutal death metal bands to come out of Texas. And I, of course, am referring to Devourment. Unique Leader Records recently reissued some of this band's earlier works. And this one that got reissued here is definitely something that's not surprising, but I'm glad that this got the reissue treatment anyway. This is Devourment with Butcher the Week. Yeah. This is the re-recorded version of their second album, because there are 2 different versions of this particular full length. One, and you can easily tell that there are the color scheme differences. You have the blue version, which was the self-released, band-recorded sort of version, which to me, to this very day, is still my favorite one of the bunch. Very, very awesome album, in either which way you look at it. I enjoy both versions of Butcher the Week, but as far as this one goes, this had a more upkept sort of sound going for it, but it still felt like a true to the roots Devourment record. When it came to the riff work, the drumming, and of course the ugly guttural vocals, Mike Majewski really did some amazing stuff with this band over the years, and getting to hear him do his thing with Devourment as the frontman for as long as he did made it all the more enjoyable. But yeah, the title track, Serial Cocksucker, Autoerotic Asphyxiation, of course the re-recorded version of Baby Killer. This band was so over the top, and just like Molesting the Decapitated, the lyrics are very, very discomforting, and that's what I enjoy about Devourment. They do brutal death metal to make you feel uncomfortable and uneasy, and that's what they do here with Butcher the Week. I think this is a very, very awesome album, and it still holds up quite nicely. Either which version. I would love to see the blue version get the vinyl treatment, or hell, even Molesting the Decapitated deserves a proper vinyl reissue. I hope that happens one day. So yeah, here's the front cover. As you can see, this is the orange cover here. Mike Majewski did the artwork here. Very, very badass. Back cover, track listing, band photo. Unique Leader Records did the vinyl version of this. Printed inner sleeve. We got lyrics on here. Band member photos. X-rays of knives and shit. band photos, credits. Yeah, very, very badass. And I got the colored variant, and it comes on a half black, half mustard variant. Side A, side B. They did a very badass job with this record, and I'm glad that this got a proper vinyl treatment. I remember seeing picture discs years ago of this, but any which way, this is a very fun Devourment album to listen to. Just a fun Texas death metal band to listen to overall. I love all their stuff, but yeah. Butcher the Week by Devourment, go check that out. And last but not least, speaking of Devourment and picture disc, the last time I had this album, it was on a picture disc, but I had wanted to see this album get a full traditional vinyl treatment, and I'm glad that this was made possible. Once again, this is Devourment with Unleash the Carnivore. Yeah. This is their third full length, I want to say. Traditionally their third full length. Came out in Brutal Bands in 2009, I want to say, and yeah. This was the band continuing to evolve with and toy with their sound, have a little bit more of a contemporary grown-up sort of feel, but yet still maintain all the qualities that make Devourment Devourment, from the riffs to the uncomfortable lyrics to the guttural vocals to the drum work on here. I really enjoy the drum performance of Eric Park here on this album. It really is awesome to listen to him do his damn thing with this album. But yeah, some really, really incredible songs to be listened to on here. Fed to the Pigs, Incitement to Mass Murder, Over Her Dead Body. Some really awesome Devourment songs to be listened to on here. This is a very different sort of record in comparison to other Devourment works, but I really still enjoy what they did here with Unleash the Carnivore. Very, very awesome album to listen to either which way. So anyway, here's the front cover. Of course, this gets its own vinyl sleeve here. You have the Dan Seagrave Worm and Para Lofson artwork. Very, very badass. Back cover. Track listing. Unique Leader Records put this out. Like the other reissue, this comes with a printed inner sleeve. You have the full artwork on display here. You have track listing and lyrics, credits and information. And I also got another colored variant of this album, and this comes on a very nice gray with a smoky swirl sort of vinyl color. It sounds wonderful, and I'm glad they did a great job with the vinyl sound and overall presentation of things. Very, very badass. Yeah, Devourment is definitely one of the most popular and well-known Texas death metal bands to ever exist, and I love everything that they've done, and I'm glad that this got a proper vinyl version. So yeah, Unleash the Carnivore by Devourment. Go check it out. That being said, I'm going to conclude this video. I'm going to leave you selected links to some of the bands I talked to you about here today. If you happen to have heard or own any of these releases, definitely let me know what you think and how you feel about them, and we'll go from there. Look out for that new Dying Fetus review to come very soon, and expect some reports from Destroying Texas Fest next week. I can't fucking wait for that. So have a great rest of your weekend. Thanks all for watching. Thanks for checking out my channel. Until the next time, Riho out.